About 3 years ago, I always wanted to quit porn. I learned that masturbation and porn is not really healthy for you. Or at that time, it was more just the porn aspect. But I always wanted to get get rid of this addiction, get out of it, I knew I wasn't achieving anything. I knew I wasn't progressing further. And you probably want something similar where you know something you're doing is bad, but you don't know how to get out of it. So for me, I still remember it. I think one of the first times was I learned about No Nut November back then. I don't know if people still use that term these days, but it's pretty much that the whole entire year, except for 1 month, you jerk off, do whatever you want, watch as much porn as you want, but that 1 month, you don't do anything. No sexual pleasure, no relapsing, just full on semen retention, no porn. So for me, I was like, everyone else in the class was doing it, and I was like, oh yeah, sweet. The first time I found about that was, I remember I got home late from work. I think I got home at like 11:40 or something p.m. So this was nighttime. And No Nut November was the next day. And I forgot about it. And I relapsed, and it was like 12 something. So it was theoretically already in November. My stupid mind told me, oh my gosh, you relapsed, you failed this whole entire month. So naturally what I did was, I didn't care about the month. I kept, jerking off, kept watching porn, and I got absolutely nowhere. Next year rolls around. This year I was like, I'm gonna crush this challenge, I'm gonna do this. And I got to about day, I think it was like 20 something. I was counting days back then, so that was already a problem that I knew, like, now that the reasons I failed was because of that. But anyway, long story short, I relapsed on like day 20 or something because the sexual urges got to me and I started going on like porn games, fucked up shit. Honestly, please don't do that. It's not gonna help you. So basically, I was a literal fat loser. And the thing that I did was each time I relapsed, I gave up. Instead of just relapsing once and going to the end of the month, like I say, don't do this. I'm just saying this for educational purposes. I relapse every other single day. So I basically got nowhere as well. But for those first 20 days or something, I felt pretty good. I didn't feel as good because I knew it was like a mental challenge that I was counting these days, and it was difficult for me to get to where I was. But then the next year, I was already on semen retention for some time. So basically, November rolled past and through, and I didn't even realize, I didn't even take into account that I was like considered No Nut November. So the lesson that I want to bring to you today is, just because you watch porn or you masturbate doesn't mean that you can't quit it, because there's a lot of people who think that they're so far down the rabbit hole, they just give up. There's a lot of, I've talked to so many people that sometimes I feel like slapping them, because it's literally just, they say, oh no, I watch too much porn. It's, oh, I don't even watch it that much. Or, oh, I'll quit when life starts to become more serious. This is so many things that people say, and trust me, it never ends up like that. I know this kid who jerks off so much, and it's so bad for him because he literally is so down far the rabbit hole. He's consuming shit that you wouldn't even know exists. It's not normal porn anymore. Your mind starts to wander, and it starts to desire more and more bad stuff. He's consuming, gosh, the last time I was with him, it was like at the end of school, but it was some terrible things. I can't really remember now, but I can't even imagine where he's at now. And the thing is, then once he gets into a relationship, he's not gonna really be able to perform. He's still gonna think of porn in his mind. And maybe when he's not sexually satisfied, because let's be honest, sex is totally different from porn. What you see on porn is fake, it's not real. So when you have sex, you don't think it's going to be like porn, because it's not. There's so many different ways that you can make sex way better. I'm reading a book it's called The Way of the Superior Man by David Dieter. He explained it's like you're not busting loads, pretty much. You're still on semen retention, but you're making that go up into your brain and then flow down your body, like opening you up. I haven't experienced this, but from what I'm reading, it does sound pretty sick. And then I've listened to other people saying is, when you have sex, don't like orgasm. Just go to the edge and then maybe stop for a while, then keep going and just stop. Because a girl can keep going. Let's say in an hour, like in 10 minutes, you'll want to go again because you're still erect. You're still horny because you haven't busted a load. But once you do, you become still, it's something similar like masturbating. You're still like, you're not, subconsciously the girl will want you, no, the girl will say she wants you to ejaculate, but subconsciously what she wants is you not to, and so you can keep going. It would be way better if you could read the Book of the Superior Man, because it helps you so much understand the way of the feminine masculine relationship. The first point I want to talk about is us quitting porn is removing the sources. So a source is basically something that provides, like you've got a cow factory that produces milk. The source is the cow itself. So it goes from the cow into the factory, they do the milk, blah, blah, then they bottle it, package it, send it out to supermarkets. So the source is the cow itself, the farmer. So for you, it's going to be porn. So the source is where you get the stuff from. I'm not saying delete Chrome, delete Safari. Just find the source. Well, you can do this by journaling. Journal out. Literally journal a step-by-step process on how you masturbate, on how you jack off, and especially the process leading up to it. So it might be something like, you'll grab a notepad, and you'll just write down like, well, I wake up, I do this, I do that, then I scroll on Instagram Reels, and I scroll, and then, oh, there's a girl with a ass out. I click on her profile, I scroll through her, I'm already getting a hard on, and then, oh, she has a link to OnlyFans, so I click on her OnlyFans, and then, oh, but you have to pay, and I don't really want to pay, so I go on Google, and then I search up her name, and then I search up nudes, and then I look on it, she's half nude, but it's not good enough, and then I say, fuck it, and I go straight to Pornhub, and then you jerk off. So you see the source, the step-by-step, it's like, just journal about this. So pretty much for you, the source would have been Instagram. If you had never been on Instagram, you probably wouldn't have jacked off or relapsed. Like I said, it's normal for you to relapse. You have to get out of this mentality, like this depressed state mind, because bro, being sad, being depressed is going to get you absolutely nowhere. Porn and masturbation plays a big role in this. It plays a big role that it makes you sad, it makes you depressed. Each time you relapse, you feel worse and worse. So please, for your future self, bro, eliminate the source. Just brutally, just get rid of it. Exterminate it. Just throw it away. I know that a lot of people, and you myself will say this, that you have the fear of missing out. You might have the fear of missing out on Instagram. You know, your friends post this, and you want to see it. take from my experiences, it doesn't matter what other people post. At the end of the day, this is your life. You're trying to level up your life. You're trying to do better every single day. We are working on quitting porn. It is going to be hard. It's not like a super easy process, but we will get there. So you have to get rid of this like fear of missing out analogy. Is pretty much where people need to be on social media. People think they need to be on social media, but you don't. It's the people that have created these platforms that have worked so much on making the viewer like stay on it. If you quit, if you delete like Instagram, for example, or if you delete TikTok, pretty much the source of where you're getting your softcore porn from that leads you to actual porn, you are winning over these massive companies. You are literally breaking down their system that they have built up over like so many years to keep the viewer attracted. And now you quit. Think about how many people, if they did a similar thing, because there's billions of people out there who masturbate and watch porn. Like, when I used to watch porn, what's crazy is that there's a video that's not even good. And it's probably got like over 100 million views. It's probably got between 50 and 100 million views. And then on YouTube, you have some person who's trying to help the world, trying to help society, and they get 100, 200,000 views. It kind of like just makes me sad to think that so many people would rather watch porn than actually like improve their lives. And of course, we are here to quit porn. We're not here to watch it. So we have to do the good habits. We have to start doing good habits, because if we don't and we just sit around all day, our mind will still think about like lustful thoughts, especially on these like early stages. Of course, when you quit porn for good, you don't really think about it. You're still gonna have these lustful urges. Like, I sometimes still have lustful urges. I just don't really act on them because it's quite rare for me. Maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks, I think of like, something sexual, and then it goes through my mind, but it doesn't really go through my brain like, oh, go on porn, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes it has, but I know how to get rid of it. But what I recommend is going to the gym. Going to the gym is going to build such good discipline in you. And it's not like you're going to the gym for a waste of time. You're actually going there to build an aesthetic or a strong or a jacked body. You're doing this basically for your future self. You're going to be more healthy. You're going to feel stronger. You're going to feel more confident. And you want to look better, because I've seen this in myself and compared to other people. When we had our class dinner, so basically our last day in school, we had a class dinner with all the teachers, my class, all the parents from our class. Everyone wore suits. I'm not trying to be egotistic here, but I was the only one who looked good in it, because everyone else, they didn't have a good body. They didn't work out at the gym. So the fat kid looked shit. His suit was 2 times more expensive than mine, but he looked shit. The kid that was super skinny, he looked alright. He didn't look the best, but you look good when you build your body. Like, a suit shouldn't represent you. You should represent yourself. Meaning, the hard work you put into your body, the hard work you build yourself up, that's going to represent you. A lot of people say, oh, it doesn't matter, but who's going to take the person seriously? The fat person or the person that's worked on their brain? Because the person that's going to be talking to you or taking you seriously is going to think, wow, this guy has put a lot of effort into something. I see so many guys who are fat, especially my old work. The boss, he was like fat. He used to be skinny. He used to run a lot, and now he was fat. And he was like, oh, it's because, I don't have time. Work takes up my time. he could easily put in a gym workout. He could easily cut down his diet, but the shit he was eating was killing him. So no wonder he was fat. Another thing is books, meditation, reading is super duper important. I myself, I hated reading. I really hated reading. And now I've read 1, 2, 3 books in the span of, I think, 2 months. Yeah, so something around that. I've read Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins, The Way of the Superior Man by David Dieter, and Start With Why by Simon Sinek. So I've read those books, and I'm gonna read more now. I just finished Way of the Superior Man last night, but you have to get into like the motion of reading, if you know what I mean. Is you learn so much from books. You learn so much from consuming it. It's a natural dopamine. It's a good dopamine because you're learning, your vocabulary will expand, your speaking will get better, and it's also a sort of discipline to sit there and read a page. Even if you just have to read 1 page a day, it's still better. You're still 1% better than you were before. Because think of it, before you weren't ever reading a book. It's like the analogy with a fat person, all right? He goes to the gym once or twice or 3 times, and then he quits because he says it doesn't work for me. Now, it's the same thing. I wanted to say this later, but I'll say it now. It's the same thing with relapsing. You are not watching porn, not masturbating. Let's say you relapse. What would you tell the fat guy, or what would you tell me, who goes to the gym 7 days a week, 6 days a week, and then misses 1 day? Would you tell me, like, to quit, that all my progress was lost? Let's say I go to the gym every single day, and 1 day I miss it because I'm sick. Would you tell me, oh, Jan, you've lost all your progress at the gym? Of course not. You wouldn't. That's ridiculous. That's the same thing with relapsing. I wanted to say this later, but I will say it now. If you relapse, don't get out of that thing of saying, I've lost all my progress, because you haven't. You're on this path of quitting porn, quitting masturbation. Don't think about it like you're counting days. Don't think of it like you are on this stay streak. You're not. So the same thing with you. If you don't jerk off for 83 days and then you jerk off, you didn't lose any progress. You learn from your mistake. You grab a journal out, you grab your book out, you open a new document, and you write down, why did I relapse? And then you list all these factors. Like for me, let's say if I went to the gym every single day and I missed one, I'd be like, okay, why did I miss the gym? Well, I was sick today, so I thought it'd be smarter to stay home, give my body heal, and then I hit the next day, which was smarter. Or it was like, I was feeling dismotivated, I didn't really feel happy, blah, blah. What led up to it? I woke up late, I scrolled on Instagram, and then I ate shit food. Of course. So the same thing is with you. You will learn from your mistakes. So don't take it as some stupid streak. Don't take it like all these other... I know there are so many no-fap YouTubers who say like, it's a day streak, and on day 7 you experience like this. Day 14 you feel like this. And then on day 90 your mind expands and you gain 10% of your brain. It's not even like that. It's just a different lifestyle. We're just not watching porn. We're men. You're trying to be more masculine. You're trying to be more disciplined. You're just not doing this because you found out that it gets you literally nowhere. So learn from it and move on. Don't stick back. Don't hold on it. If your friends say, oh my gosh, you relapsed, like you've lost all your streak. maybe it's time to find new friends. I'm just saying. Lastly is live a great life. So now, hopefully you're not watching porn. You have way, way, way more energy. You feel more disciplined. You're using this energy to like thrive in your life. You're using it to put it into your purpose, into your goals, into motivation. And also you're socializing. A big part of self-improvement especially is socializing. If you're quitting porn, you should and you need to socialize. Please don't be that guy who sits at home and does nothing. You need to go out there. You need to start. This is why the gym helps, because there's so many people at the gym you can talk to. Because you already guys have one thing in common, and that's going to the gym. So make new friends. I know it's hard. I know it's difficult, but connect with people, especially guys. If you make guy friends, those are going to be, some relationships are going to be a lifelong friendship. And then when you talk to girls, because the thing that I used to say is like, I shouldn't talk to girls. I'm on my journey. I'm going to focus on myself, King. That's such BS. That is such BS. Because you want the amazing wife. You want your future sexy, fantastic, awesome motherly, feminine wife in the future. And how are you gonna attract her is with this, going to the gym, being on NoFap, because you're gonna have more energy, more discipline to do these kind of things. Work on yourself, work on your purpose. Don't let like girls distract you to a point where it's like you're chasing hoes or something. How are you gonna attract her? So I mean, you've got the attraction, okay? And now you go talk to her and say, "Hey, I think you're pretty." I'm not trying to hate on people with stutters, but you know what I mean. You're gonna get her by knowing what to say. This is why you need to talk to other females. You need to talk to other women. Even if you cold approach, that's fine. That doesn't mean like I gave you a reason to go sleep around and be a degenerate. That is not what I mean. I mean is, you see a pretty girl at the gym, go cold approach her. You see a waitress, gym staff, just talk to them briefly, because you'll get in the flow of talking to females. So then when you see the dream girl and you talk to her and she gives you like shit tests, you will know how to overcome that. And you'll be more confident. And you will like present yourself more masculine. I really, really want this to work out for you, brother. Click here to watch the next video. See ya.